The story begins in a dark, blood-soaked dungeon. It's an absolute massacre. The bodies of an elite squad are scattered on the cold stone floor, completely wiped out. Only one man is left standing among the carnage, Seo Ju-hyun. He's drenched in blood, gripping his sword, his eyes burning with pure rage. From the shadows of this colossal ancient coliseum, a massive, nightmarish, legendary snake descends. This isn't a fair fight, it's a straight-up execution. The legendary snake lunges with savage force, but Ju-hyun dodges with insane agility. He counters with a swift strike, but the beast blocks it with its steel-like fangs. Ju-hyun doesn't back down. He maneuvers smoothly, leaps onto the wall, and bravely charges his blade with a legendary power that shocks the snake. But out of nowhere, the beast counters and smashes Ju-hyun straight into the wall. The monster goes berserk and attacks again, but at the very last second, Ju-hyun evades, causing the beast to smash headfirst into the stone. Seizing the perfect moment, Ju-hyun unleashes his ultimate attack with pure swagger, stabbing his sword deep into the snake's head. But then, the blade shatters. The snake snaps back, sinking its teeth into his legs. In a desperate move, Ju-hyun stabs the broken sword right into the monster's eye, but it's no use. The beast is literally eating him alive, slamming him into the ground while tearing him apart as Ju-hyun screams out in agony that he doesn't want to die. As his life flashes before his eyes, he remembers the face of the man who set him up, Chairman Kwon Tae-jun. That smug, suited bastard sent Ju-hyun and his squad on a suicide mission, promising fat rewards but planning their demise all along. Lying in a pool of his own blood, the harsh reality hits him. He was just a pawn, a disposable hunting dog for the corporate elites. Now, at 38 years old, after a lifetime of surviving the worst dungeons, he realizes this is the end of the line. He is going to die right here, betrayed and completely forgotten. In the very final moment, right before he takes his last breath, time suddenly freezes. Everything around him stops dead in its tracks. Ju-hyun looks down, and absolute shock hits him. His legs are completely severed, lying in a pool of blood. Out of nowhere, a mysterious relic shaped like a gargoyle starts talking to him. It mocks his pathetic death, calling him a fool for serving masters who saw him as straight trash. Ju-hyun, fueled by pure spite, curses his fate and the betrayal of Chairman Kwon. He regrets giving his life away for absolutely nothing, but the relic offers a crazy deal. It proposes giving him a second chance to seize the true throne and rewrite his entire destiny. As Ju-hyun accepts, a blinding, majestic golden light erupts. A mystical raven forged of pure energy materializes and dives directly into his chest. In an insane twist, lightning strikes his body, and his severed legs literally regenerate right before his eyes. Flames consume him as he plummets through a void of time and space. Seo Ju-hyun isn't dying today. He's going back in time to take revenge on every single person who crossed him. Our guy Ju-hyun snaps his eyes open in pure panic, expecting the hellish dungeon and blood. But he's totally stunned. He's sitting in a clean administrative office with normal people just walking around. He frantically checks his legs. No blood, no fatal wounds. They are perfectly intact. His mind is racing. Was it all just a nightmare? Or did that magic actually bring him back? Mid-panic, an annoyed cop snaps at him, demanding to know why he's been spacing out and refusing to give his info for the investigation. Ju-hyun stares at the cop, completely disoriented. But then his eyes lock on to the digital clock on the desk, and the ultimate shock hits him. The date reads January 1st, 2025. In that exact moment, everything clicks. The mysterious relic wasn't lying. He didn't just cheat death, he time traveled 15 whole years into the past. Right before the magical tombs and monsters wiped out the world. A mix of crazy joy and sheer disbelief washes over him. This is his golden ticket to erase his past mistakes, save his comrades, and rewrite history from scratch. Suddenly, an obnoxious woman's voice shatters his thoughts. She's screaming at the cop, trash-talking Joo-hyun, and accusing him of brutally assaulting her son. Joo-hyun glances over and spots the kid rocking a yellow jacket and freckles, flashing a smug, challenging smirk. Joo-hyun remembers this exact day. This punk started the fight, then threw himself on the ground, faking an injury to extort a fat settlement. Back then, a broke Joo-hyun had to drop to his knees and beg them for mercy. The woman gets even more furious at his silence and goes to smack him. But in a split second, he catches her hand with an iron grip. He stands up, cold as ice, a terrifying smirk spreading across his face, proving the weak man from the past is dead. The woman freezes from his crushing grip, and Joo-hyun casually exposes her son's pathetic lie right in front of everyone. The arrogant kid's smirk drops, and he stupidly lunges forward to throw a punch to prove his mom right. But to a guy who spent 15 years slaughtering monsters, this punch moves slower than a turtle. With flawless, lightning-fast agility, Joo-hyun dodges, twists the punk's arm behind his back, and violently slams him to the floor. The kid screams in absolute agony. The cop is completely shell-shocked by this insane reflex. When the mother screams, the cop snaps out of it and orders Joo-hyun to let him go. With a confident grin, Joo-hyun drops the terrified kid. To prevent further chaos, the cop temporarily throws Joo-hyun in a holding cell. But sitting behind those bars, he flashes a victor's smile. The game has just begun, and he's holding all the winning cards. Joo-hyun chills in the holding cell, completely ignoring the cops yelling. He just smirks. Fake charges? Whatever. He knows damn well these laws won't mean a thing once those things finally show up. Our guy relives the nightmare of his past. In 2025, the world literally fell apart. Massive earthquakes hit, and mythical tombs rose from the ruins, hiding magical relics that granted supernatural powers. The world went crazy with greed. Back then, Joo-hyun worked like a slave for a ruthless corporation and its greedy chairman, Kwon Tae-jun. They exploited him to raid tombs and risk his neck, doing all their dirty work so they could get filthy rich, only to betray him in the end. His memories get darker. He remembers how Kwon Tae-jun and his cronies monopolized all the powerful relics, banning anyone else from getting close, basically becoming the new rulers of the world. Joo-hyun relives the humiliation of working under their boots, how he was just a cheap tool for the elites who enslaved society. His blood boils as he recalls the faces of the people who stepped on him, especially the arrogant pricks who treated him like an insect. But sitting in the cell right now, a confident grin spreads across his face. This time, he holds the ultimate cheat sheet. He knows the future. He is going to build the empire. No one will ever use him again, and he's going to snatch every single relic right from under their noses before they even know they exist. Right in the middle of his plotting, the air hums, and a glowing, transparent blue screen materializes out of thin air. Cryptic text reads, "Tomb Raider System." Joo-hyun flinches, quickly glancing around to make sure nobody else can see this. He blinks hard, thinking he's just hallucinating from exhaustion, but the screen stays, the text shifting to reveal it grants basic relic hunting skills. It clicks. This is a gift from that mystical raven. The system unlocks an F-rank sensing skill, letting him detect any movement within a 1-meter radius. He flashes a sly grin, thinking, so, my life is a video game now. To test it out, he closes his eyes and activates the skill. Instantly, his mind's eye maps out the cell. He pinpoints a tiny cockroach crawling on the floor, tracking its exact movements without even looking. He's thrilled. His veteran experience is still intact, and this screen is going to be his ultimate radar for snatching hidden relics. Just as he's revamping his master plan, the cell door swings open. A completely different cop walks in, but this one has a warm, friendly smile aimed right at Joo-hyun. Our guy Joo-hyun steps out of the police station, and the friendly cop apologizes for the mess, telling him they've locked up that punk who tried to frame him. Joo-hyun flashes a confident smile, remembering how this cop was the only one who had his back in the past. He thanks him and casually asks if any weird incidents have popped up lately. People seeing hallucinations, monsters, or maybe even superpowers? The cop gives him a confused look and says everything's completely normal. Nothing like that has happened. Right then, Joo-hyun confirms that the relics haven't gone public yet. This is his golden window to gear up. While racking his brain on how to get some quick cash to kickstart his plan, he suddenly gets boxed into a dark, narrow alley by a local gang of thugs. He locks eyes with their leader, raising an eyebrow with a mocking smirk as the memories come flooding back. It's Araki, an old-school thug who ran an underground stolen art and relic ring with his sister. Back in the day, a broke Juhan had to work for them after school, hauling heavy crates for absolute pennies, constantly taking abuse and beatings from Araki and his goons because he desperately needed the money. But right now, the look in his eyes is completely different. One of Araki's goons steps up, oozing arrogance, and threatens him with a nasty tone. "Your next job is gonna be heavy, and there's no room for mistakes, you son of a bitch." Juhan stands as still as a statue, but pure malice flashes in his eyes, and a terrifying grin creeps onto his face. The goon swings, but in a split second, Juhan hits him with 2 lightning-fast slaps, followed by a brutal punch that drops him cold. Araki loses his mind and blindly charges forward, but our guy totally wrecks him, delivering a savage beatdown left and right until Araki's face is a bloody mess. The rest of the gang jumps in, but Juhan just turns it into a training session, easily mopping the floor with all of them and teaching them some harsh manners. Struggling to his feet and coughing up blood, Araki suddenly whips out a very weird-looking golden knife and lunges straight at Juhan. Our guy's senses immediately confirm that this isn't a normal blade, it's a magical relic radiating energy. But instead of backing down, he confidently braces for the attack like it's a game, whispering to himself with ice-cold certainty, "Your end is gonna be by my hands, and your cash is exactly what I need to start my new project."